Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great evening, great morning so far. So we'll wait maybe 2 more minutes just to let people join in, and then we'll start this session. Good morning, guys. Are you in Roblox, David? Fuck it. Sorry to hear. Yeah, there was some, not a short report, but kind of a negative analyst report, saying basically that they expect growth to slow and bookings are not that high. But yeah, these happens. They're part of the game. They're part of the edge. The best thing to do is to take the loss, mental reset, and then just keep going. Yeah, and in those cases, yeah, that's a hard call. It always depends on the EAT that you have overall, and if you have good traction on the day in the rest of your position. But yeah, when you lose the 21 DME structure like that, that's never a good sign. We can certainly build that way, but we can also just drift down. So just getting out, and worst case you re-enter if there's another setup around the same price. So yeah, that's one way to play this. Jamin, I was caught in VRT, Nvidia, VST, and I think I was like 150% on margin. VRT was 30% down. VST 28, and Nvidia, that was DeepSeek 17%, and I was an AVG as well. Yeah, it was really AI avian. Yeah, I think it was my worst one-day loss ever. And still, look at the year that I'm having a good year. Could be much better if I didn't been caught in that DeepSeek gap down. But overall, you just take your loss, move on, and then trying to refocus on the next opportunity. Yeah, it's 50% on margin. Sorry, my bad. So 150% exposure. And these will happen once a few years, these type of events. So it was certainly a black swan because it was really out of the blue. Everything was setting up nicely, and you get those 20-30% gap down in pretty big liquid kind of names. I mean, Nvidia, Broadcom, that's not small companies, that's not small stocks, right? So it's really a black swan type of event. All right, so let's. QBTS seems like it's gonna be my first triple digit winner. Yeah, good job. Well done, my friend. That's always nice to have your first doubling position. Well done. All right, so let's look at the market. Let's start this session. Everything is recorded, everything is shared. All right, so let's dive in. So really like what I see, but at the same time we're getting a bit extended price wise, so just keep in mind that the market might just get started, but it doesn't mean that we won't pull back or stress test and try to shake you out. So just keep that in mind with your exposure, with the way you trim into strength as well. So we're still in that breakout, and we can see some very strong momentum out of a big base like that. So don't try to anticipate the pullback or the end of that trend either. So we're still above a rising 21 DMA structure. We keep making those new all-time highs, so nothing to worry there. The model is still on an uptrend signal, and what I really like is that pickup in speed on the McClellan oscillator. So that's what we want to see. We want to see breadth broadening out, breadth coming in the market, and that's what we see right here, right? So we've been positioning for that entire last month when the McClellan summation was trying to hook up but not quite, just flattening out. We tried to hook up, try to reclaim the 10 DMA, but hook back down and just going sideways. But now it seems that we're really picking up speed, and that's what you want to see as confirmation that the trend is taking place. And same type of picture on the breadth extensions as well. So we're basically going sideways since the start of July, and that's summer trading. That's kind of normal. We had those oversold kind of spikes, but we never really see good breadth coming in the market. We never tag that overbought ratings. So now that we're really squeezed and we're hooked up, that's what I want to see from here. I want to see breadth coming, the trend and the uptrend broadening out, and finally some short-term overbought ratings. And that would be a nice spot to finally get off margin, trim a bit more in the maybe 60-80% exposure area, and then wait for the upcoming pullback to reload and retake risk and be more aggressive. All right, so let's look at the market. Internals first. So we're still kind of in that wedge. We're still below declining daily structure. So yeah, we want to see that wedge break down and continue that downtrend structure. VIX, a bit on watch, to be honest, for me. VIX might signal some stress test. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, we're still stuck below that structure, and we don't really give it back and follow through on that rejection. So I wanted a break of that reversal pivot right here, which we held yesterday, closed strong in the upper range of the daily structure, and that daily structure starts to trend higher. So that's something to look. If we get a VIX reclaim here and we break that structure, maybe the market will need more time to digest the move that we just had. That wouldn't be bad, but just be aware that if we see VIX spike here, you might have to reduce some of your newest exposure, raise some stops, etc., etc. But we're not there yet. Like I said, QQQE, we're still in that breakout momentum phase. We're making a new all-time highs and gapping up this morning. We're definitely extended from the 21 EMA. We're extended from the 10-week moving average as well. So keep that in mind, right? That's why I took some exposure yesterday, but I'm still back in that trimming into strength process. And like I said, by the end of the week, ideally, I want to get off margin. NASDAQ, a bit lagging this morning, but we're still above that structure. So even on the open, kind of a retest of that structure. And even if we just go sideways from here and build kind of a ladder style uptrend, that would be pretty constructive. And it doesn't mean because NASDAQ going sideways or the S&P going sideways that you won't get traction. It's just very constructive as the trend not getting too overheated, we're not getting too extended, but at the same time you get kind of that grind up kind of traction in your portfolio. So you want to stay with your exposure, don't overthink that trend, and base your selling rules or your selling actions in your portfolio based on your own positions. So again, when I see price above the rising daily structure, when I see that breadth expansion and we don't have any hook down or we don't have any overbought ratings, then for me it's just game time and don't overthink it and follow my own position. So speaking of position, let's look at exposure that I currently have. So yeah, MP materials, rare art are kind of hot team right now. So I was able to get in on the daily reversal pretty low in the daily structure yesterday. Might get my 2R target today. That would be a nice de-risk to close the week. But yeah, we're still building that base right here. Ideally, we got a nice entry for a larger breakout, and that's what I'm playing. Shop still in that base, higher lows. We were able to get a nice retest of the 21 DMA structure yesterday. That's where I initiated and kept my position as we closed above that reversal pivot. So good looking chart. What I'm playing here is that larger base breakout eventually, maybe next week. CRDO, yeah, we explained that yesterday. So higher low, daily reversal. We tried to reclaim the entire daily structure yesterday, but we're not able. But now we're gapping up above the recent swing high and above the daily structure. So good looking action this morning on this gap up. ANET, so yeah, yesterday was weak, but we retested that downtrend line structure, the daily structure, that reversal pivot as well. So a lot of confluence that we retested yesterday. This morning seems that we are gapping up. So yeah, what I'm looking is maybe we get more tight action on the right side as we build the pressure needed for that breakout. But yeah, until we give and we break down of that structure, I'm still in that trade. Tesla bagged reaction on delivery numbers yesterday morning. But yeah, again, the trade is the risk and even in the money as I trail the daily structure. And as long as we stay above that daily structure, It can do what it wants. Maybe just need times to digest, reset, getting tight again on the right side and follow through. That's what I'm looking for personally. Robinhood, largest position for me and clear leader, so keep making higher highs. Just nothing to do here, just following the trend, following the daily structure, and my 7R target is around 165, so still room to go before I reduce even more. Palantir still having that cup and handle. We're trying to get that breakout out of the handle. So we tried to break out on Wednesday. Yesterday we retested that structure and closed to a new high. So yeah, still looking very constructive despite that red open this morning. Snow, very nice low cheat base or range breakout. And for me again, I track this one of the weekly. Same thing for TEM, so getting right into overhead supply. So look for maybe some back tests. So we have that proper 21 DMA reclaim, and what I'm looking is that retest setup, potentially making a higher low, and that would give us an opportunity to rehab the what we trimmed, retake a full position and be a bit more aggressive for potentially playing that next breakout. That's what I'm looking for maybe adding on weakness somewhere next week. Probably not today, but it will be a rehab candidate. Warner Bros, nothing to do. Micron, nothing to do, it's extended. Nvidia still with that breakout, so nothing to do. Don't be surprised if we get some type of back test into that structure. That would be pretty constructive. VRT, yeah, breakout mode, but just like Nvidia, don't be surprised if we get a retest of that structure. Some kind of higher lows were quite extended from the 21 EMA, from the 10-week moving average as well. So yeah, would be happy to have some kind of range or a slow pullback into the structure to build more pressure, and yeah, that would be another candidate to rehab. AMD breaking out of that low cheat range. We're still within that larger base, so I'm not in a hurry for this one. Let it build. Maybe we rally and then we need to pull back, create that higher low structure. That's what I will look next week. But so far so good. Don't overthink it. Even if we do retest that structure, that's still constructive price action. And Oklo, nice push yesterday out of that daily reversal pivot. I wanted to add but didn't get the opportunity to do. And at this point, like I said, I'm just tracking the weekly structure and not overthinking that trade anymore. All right, so Focuslist real quick. What did I have? I had VST. So again, we have that pullback structure. We have that daily structure reclaim and kind of back test, which failed, but looks like it was a shakeout. Now we have a proper daily reversal and retest. So you can look at Wednesday's high for an entry. And from the weekly, we have a proper kind of swing high retest. We're still building that base at the weekly structure. So yeah, still looking constructive, and potentially giving a nice entry on the daily structure reclaim here again. Yeah, shop is still actionable of Wednesday's high, or the 149.80 58 pivot retest on weakness. That could be a nice entry as well. And yeah, Roblox, but Roblox had some news this morning, and likely be dead and out of the focus list anyway. All right, so time for the questions. Oh yeah, before that, game plan for me. Not planning any new exposure today. Yesterday I made my moves in CRDO, in shop, and MP. Due to the trims that I took early on, and based on how non-extended breadth extension and the MCSI, so McClellan summation, just starting to pick up speed. So I'm inclined to keep good exposure because we are not overbought, we are not extended. So I keep an open mind and play those fresh new setups if I am able to get those trims on my runners and my de-risk positions. But yeah, at some point now we're getting a bit less setups. Things are extended from their pullback structure. So really going back into my trimming into strength mindset, and looking to reduce exposure today if we have good action. All right, so questions. Sometimes it works out. Yeah, Alex, my stop loss on Roblox is the weekly structure low. Would you sticky? Now that changes the game plan. Follow your stop loss, my friend. So if you're trading this off the weekly, then base your decision on the weekly, right? So maybe just need to shake out, create that higher low, and keep buildings in the next week or the followings. But yeah, if you're tracking and you're trading the weekly, I would at least see the open. I would look how it handles that news today and make my decision at the end of the week, which is today. So yeah, that's a different thing if you trade of the weekly. Follow your system, and the system is of the weekly. So yeah, and news don't change anything if it holds your levels. So Limonade, yeah, I hate this name. That's kind of my nemesis. Is Ken here with us? How can I see who's in here? Ken. Yeah, no, Ken is not there. So we tried to trade that name so often. Oh, look at the look what I said. Suck. A great setup. It will go. Yeah. Okay. So we're trying to trade that thing in 2024. Then it ran away. Gave us hope. We tried to trade that thing early on in the year. But yeah, I'm just not lucky with this name. It has that great setup here. So we have that daily reversal pivot retest with a small shakeout. You can play yesterday's high for another reversal pivot. And you place yourself to be lucky, essentially. So you play yourself in a good spot. Setup is there with that larger base. Will it go, or will it just chop around once again? No idea, but the setup is there. It's looking good. You have those higher lows. You have that micro higher low as well. So yeah, everything is there. you can go for it, trim into strength, and by the time you get into overhead supply, the trade is de-risk, and you'll have to see if it goes or if it craps. Open. Yeah, a lot of names on this one, and we discussed that 2 days ago. I'm still looking at that larger setup. We're still contracting, we're still building higher lows. So yeah, you can look to play this thing on daily reversal and see how it goes. It's holding the 21 DMA structure pretty nicely. So it's not extended. Good spot. Go for the daily reversal and see how it goes. Same thing as Lemonade. You put yourself to be lucky. You're in a great risk-reward spot. You're not extended, so you take small risk to test a potential big move. Yeah, everything is shared. Everything is shared in the Git book anyway, but you can add this to your what? Just a minute. Yeah, I'll send the link from the Git book. That will be easier. I'll send that in the chat after. All right, so yeah, it looks. Can you share CLS? Yeah, CLS was in Focuslist yesterday. I didn't re-include it for today. I find it pretty choppy, and we're right into that supply area, and we retested that base area once again. I think it might need to shake out again, and that's why I didn't include it. But yeah, if we retest kind of that 21 EMA structure, those higher low structure as well, and that kind of that range low structure, I think it's a good spot to engage in CLS, but don't feel ready right now. But that's still a great chart, right? I'm just trying to find that good entry, but the chart is there. It's building base on base, nice uptrend. That's a leading stock, so you want to put yourself in these. But yeah, again, just trying to have the good entry. Always the same names, guys. We discussed that yesterday. That's still in play. You have your daily reversal. That's not in my universe. That's not in the stocks that I trade. But you have that base breakout, 21 DMA structure pullback, daily reversal to play this thing. So yeah, that's a good setup. Oh, thanks, Luis, to share that. That's this one. Oh, thank God it's Friday. So, Wayfair. I always find this website sketchy. But yeah, that's so guys, remember that we talked about character of the stock. And that's a good example of character change, right, on W. So we were in that kind of stage 1 base, and now we have a breakout. And unlike what it did on the first breakout attempt to kind of fail and go back in right away, instead you break out, you retest that stage 1 structure and jump back up. So it kind of confirmed that we're breaking out of that stage 1 and potentially starting that bigger uptrend. So that's very Stan Weinstein stage 2 breakout that you got here with that first initial traders pullback, right? So if you read that book, that's pretty much textbook here. You have that higher low structure. You have your daily reversal to play this. So yeah, that's a good one. CP&G. I had good trades on this one in the past. When it trends, it trends well. So yeah, we have that breakout here on earnings. And now kind of a delayed reaction with a double bottom. Yeah, yesterday's a bit weird. That's a thin name though. If you trade that name, just be aware that it's trading thin. You usually have those weird intraday price action and weird moves. It's Asian stock as well, so sometimes it moves a lot overnight. But yeah, yesterday's bar a bit putting me off. But yeah, the setup is there. It wouldn't be kind of my A+ setup, but that's a nice base retest. How would you play that? I like to play on those pivots, right? So maybe some retest of the 21 DMA structure, that reversal pivot, to play this a bit more on weakness than on strength. On strength, you can play yesterday's high, but that's a bit extended, to be honest. So yeah, I would look to play this on weakness, to be honest. A-Lab. Yeah, that's one that I keep close. I want to get back into A-Lab. But I didn't get kind of the setup that I wanted to see with, I really wanted to see, and maybe we do that into next week, right? So, you know by now that I like to see those retests, rejection, and kind of high or low build up like I traded on TEM, on CRDO, and those kind of names. So let's see if we just reclaim that recent swing high and just shoot higher, in which case I would look for the first pullback probably to retest the rising 21 DMA structure. So that would be one way to enter. Or if we are weak today, we get that rejection, and I would look to grab kind of that higher low and daily reversal pivot that goes with it. So those would be the two way that I'm looking at A-Lab. But don't get me wrong, that's top of my list in those scans, but I'm just not getting the entry that I want yet. So yeah, A-Lab is top, it's there, but like I said, a bit right into overhead supply. right into that swing high, right into that retest of the 21 DMA structure. So I want to see what it does here first. Yeah, Affirm, I looked at that last night, a bit too low for me. And that's exactly what we just discussed, right? So we're getting that supply area. So you have that clear structure right here, right? So I want to see how it does into the retest of that structure. We also have that declining daily structure in there. So what does it do right here? That's the information that I want to get before engaging my capital. Does it reclaim it right away? And then we wait for the pullback as we retest the now rising structure. Does it reject? Then we'll look for that higher low and daily reversal to engage. Or does it reject and crap? That's another possibility. So again, that's always how we react around structures that will give you a lot of information how to play this thing. And that's all the scenario that I'm always looking for. Do we reject and crap? Do we reject and build higher lows? Do we reclaim right away and pull back to retest? That's the dynamic and price action around structure that you have to learn and recognize. That will give you a lot of information on how to play these things. Not interested for BA. So when I see that, so you have that uptrend, you have that breakout. Now what it built is kind of that base, right? So you had kind of that base on base. Now it broke down, and we rallied into the declining daily structure. And what does it do? It craps. Yes, we're building kind of weak higher lows, but it's not able to put a higher high. We're not able to get to that previous high and build that momentum that would signal the reversal. So when I see those lower highs being built and we don't have the strength to reclaim that daily structure, for me it's a no-go. It's in a short-term downtrend, and unless it changes, I'm not interested in those kind of setups. Yeah, VST, we discussed that. It's in my focus list as well. Yeah, Luis, exactly. There's better stuff out there. So while put your capital in something that you're not sure, it's not leading, it's not proving to trending higher either. So what I like is to go for the leader, those that are in clear uptrend, that prove themselves and give you good risk reward entry as they pull back into their structures. That's where the edge lies, at least for me. So the question is, how could you have gotten into serve if I wanted to? All right, so that's the structure that I see. And once again, guys, always draw your structures, long-term structures, short-term structures, and that will give you the lines and the structures just to assess the overall structure. Yes, but is it in an uptrend? Is it breaking out of a structure? Is it retesting structures, where we are in the cycles, etc., etc.? So for serve, yeah, that's a volatile line. We have that breakout and reset. That was kind of the breakout where you want this thing go, right? So don't like to see that come down as hard. But yeah, we held that swing low, so that structure held. We had kind of that mini wedge pop right here. So if you're into just the micro setup, and yeah, I'm not a fan in the larger setup, but if you want to play this as a micro level, you have that pullback into the 21 DMA structure, you have that retest and shake out of the recent swing low. So micro level, you have a setup. And how I would have played it is against that daily reversal pivot at 1187. And you play this, you're not stopped out against the low of the daily structure, and the following day, so yesterday, you gap up, so you have a nice momentum to confirm your entry, and yeah, you just wait and see how it goes from here. You still have higher low structure on the right side, larger term, so maybe it was just a shakeout and you get that nice new uptrend, but you just don't know at this point. Yes, sim is way stronger, you're right. So you have those higher lows, you get that pretty low in the structure on the daily reversal, you even have that retest right here to play this or even add to your position. So it gives you way better opportunity, and that chart looks way cleaner. Oh. All right, so there's big supply right here. So basically you're trying to play that big breakout, right? That's the goal. And now we're right at the bottom of that base of that range. And yeah, that would be the same thing that we discussed since the start of this session and each morning, what I want to see. So that's a good spot from the low of that base, but you want to see that confirmation from the daily structure. So right now we have that retest. Do we reclaim? Do we reject and build a higher low structure and play this on the daily reversal? If we reclaim, can we get a nice entry on a higher low and retest setup? In which case you can play the daily reversal there as well. That's how I would play this thing. Right now we're kind of trying to break out of that recent swing high, but we're right into the declining daily structure. So I would like to see more personally to get back into that kind of highly volatile NIM. All right, so 9:25, that was a good session. Thanks for the questions, guys. By asking those questions, you are giving the opportunity to explain the system, explain how I trade. So thanks for asking good questions as always, guys. So I wish you a very good day. Have a good weekend if we don't talk again. But anyway, I will be in the trading pit once again today. And if you have questions, don't hesitate. So thank you again, everyone. Have a good day and a good weekend. Bye-bye.